Eberlestock chest packs. They are fantastic. I like them a lot. This one was sent out to me. This is not a sponsored video, but I use this thing pretty often when I go rucking. Today, I have a destination for my walk, ruck, hike, whatever you want to call it. I got to go to the shoe cobbler, okay? Got these boots. They're my favorite boots for rucking, for hiking, for anything related to those tasks. And this one particularly, I messed up the actual bottom of the shoe. I think it needs, I need the shoe cobbler to just hook these boots up, okay? Love my Thursday boots. I own like 3 pairs of them. These need to be taken care of. But this one here, I love the chest pack mainly because it carries the items that I need in it the most. And those items are quickly accessible. So I normally will have a bag on me when I'm rucking, but there are some days when all I will carry with me is the chest pack. And when I just carry the chest pack by itself, it still works pretty well for adding additional weight for a workout. I'll talk about the stuff that I keep inside of it, but take a look at it. So some of the things you're gonna notice on the outside of this bad boy is my knife. Important for me to have a knife with me at all times, a fixed blade knife specifically, because I have encountered coyote, dogs that may have been ravenous, not really sure about that, but I don't wanna give it a chance that I don't have any way to protect myself beyond a folding knife, because a folding knife, it can fold back onto your fingers, onto your hands. You may not deploy it fast enough. I'm much faster deploying a fixed blade knife. Doesn't really matter which one you have. My advice is just make sure it sticks out enough where you can grab the handle and it's not being obstructed by anything, right? But you should be good to go as long as you keep that on there. So I do have the new Buck. This is the guide. This is coming from their, I think their Hunt series, their Alpha series or something like that. It's a dope knife. I will say it's a very good price. Cerakoted, I think it's 420 HC. It's probably not gonna get used beyond being on this chest rig, but they also have some good options for more like EDC in your pocket type stuff. I'll be posting that video soon about the new Buck series of knives, but one important thing for me there, really, really big, a way to protect yourself in a lethal way. We'll talk about non-lethal protections here in a second. So one of my favorite places to go is Anthony's Shoe Care. This is where I can go 100% if I need to get repair work done to any of my working or rucking boots, because I like to hold on to them for years. I'm a 40-year-old man. My feet are done growing, so I prefer to just make repairs on shit I already own versus trying to, I don't know, always buy new shoes, new boots, breaking them in. It takes me like 10 miles to break in a pair of boots, so I prefer to keep the shit that I already have. If you're in the Metroplex, you definitely got to check them out if you need work done on any of your boots. All right, so one of my guilty pleasures, even on a ruck, is always like to stop by Black Rock Coffee. They got some really good coffee. That's what I use primarily in my espresso machine. A lot of you guys ask me like, hey X, you're gonna give me a tour of your espresso setup, this, that, and the third. If you're a channel member, most likely I'm gonna go ahead and do a man cave and an espresso tour. So think about joining memberships down below, shameless self promotion. Check them out. They don't have a lot of locations. They are expanding, and they make some really good freaking coffee. I'm glad that we have crazy good machinery. We're really good at things we do as humans, but look how effing deep this hole is.
Get out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm racing the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want big rocks.
My camera does not give you the type of depth that it is. I'm 6'2". I think that thing has to be at least 10.5 feet deep. I mean, they do have it properly marked. Look at that, it's marked. There's like 8 of these holes, which means they're about to bury some type of underground cable, big time. But it's a clean hole and it's super dangerous.
Y'all heavy on
My chest pack is used today in conjunction with my 2-day assault pack from Mystery Ranch, which this thing is fantastic. Video going to be coming up on this soon. I like this. I like it a lot. I like how it functions. And I thought at first it would be kind of intimidating to folks, especially like when I walk into different restaurants or if I walk into a coffee bar or whatever, and I got this freaking chest pack on, it has a big old knife on it, stuff like that. People literally do not care. On this, I normally will keep, this is the new SK05 Pro Mark II by Loop Gear. They just came out with the second version of this. I'll put some B-roll of the lumen output of this bad boy. This is a fantastic light for rucking purposes. A little bit too big for EDC, but the thing I like about it has a magnetic base, which is fantastic for if you're near like a telephone pole that's not wooden or whatever, you're trying to light something up. If you just need to free up your hand a little bit, that magnetic base is crazy strong and it definitely keeps it at 90 degrees. But it also has a very good pocket clip, which works well on the molly on the outside of this. But it normally doesn't stay here all times. I would take it off during daytime ruck sometimes, just because if I'm testing out another flashlight or whatever. But what almost is always on here is some type of mosquito repellent. This one here is by Nicor. You turn it on, it charges with USB Type-C. It has these little pucks inside, which you use, and it doesn't really work great when you're actually in the middle of rucking, but I'm not too concerned about mosquitoes. You put the pucks right in here. I'm not too concerned about mosquitoes while walking. I'm concerned about them when I take breaks, when I take a break to film, when I stand by a body of water. This thing literally seems to create like a 10-foot diameter radius to keep mosquitoes away from me. It works really good. It gets really warm. So I would recommend that you keep it on a piece of gear. Avoid touching it because it does get kind of warm. And also just make sure you keep it charged up. Then, like I said, I got the knife. It is loop panel, so you can put your morale patches on there or whatever, anything else you may want to put on there. Maybe you want to put a tourniquet, a med kit, a pair of scissors, I don't know, whatever you might need. So here's a top-down view of what it looks like inside of here. So it has 3 slip pockets, a zippered pocket. It also has a zipper pocket on the outside, which I didn't even mention. I don't keep anything in there. And I don't normally keep anything in this zipper pocket because they do share kind of a space. But inside of here, I keep hand sanitizer. Sometimes if I take a leak when I'm rucking, I want to be able to just wipe my hands down. I keep a headlamp. This is by Princeton Tech. This is a fantastic, this is actually IR light. I don't need the IR functionality when I'm just rucking, but it's still just nice to have that. And then next to that, it is some business cards, just in case someone's wondering why the heck am I filming in their establishment. I keep some dude wipes because, you know, if you're rucking and nature calls, you already know what the deal is. And then I also keep in here some of these pucks for the mosquito repellent. So if the things are no longer working properly, whatever, I can switch that out pretty quickly. I tend to keep the bottom of this empty and usually just throw my whatever headphones I'm wearing that day. I'm wearing some very cheap but very good over the ear earbuds, and I'll put that right in the bottom in there and keep that flexibility. So another area I like to keep for self-defense purposes is I do keep some pepper gel. So this has pepper gel inside, similar to this. And this is what I can use for coyotes, dogs, aggressive possum. I guess I've never ran into an aggressive possum, but any of the above. So I can unzip this quickly, stick my hand inside of here and get that out if I need to. So coupled with my knife, those two things work together well. And then if I am rucking during the middle of the day, sometimes I will ruck like I did today during the middle of the day. So maybe take lunch or whatever. This is a cell phone holder. So this actually can hold 2 or 3 cell phones. I normally will put both of my, if I don't want to actually keep my phone in my pocket while I'm rucking, I'll stick them in here, but you can also put snacks in there or whatever the heck you want. That's Molly panel. You can see that there's Molly back there, Molly strips, so you can put those on there. The back of this does have mesh webbing. So I'm sweating right now, but I will say this is pretty moisture wicking because although I'm sweating, you don't really feel it until you get this thing off. You just feel like it's really doing its job. It does have these latches right here, but these latches are really good because it's a point of, you have to actually push it up to adjust the strap. So once you get it tight where you want, it's more of a locking feature. Clasp right here to quickly to unhook it if you want to take it off. And then you can treat this entire thing like a pouch if you wanted to. If you remove both of these straps, you can just treat this like a pouch. But I normally remove the chest pouch with the side clamps, these side buckles. And it does have some management for the cables, which I'm not using right now because I'm always adjusting mine. But if I want to, I can quickly do some cord management. And then there's a little bit of accessory management on the back. So a little bit of MOLLE right here, but then you can put larger accessories back here if you wanted to, maybe an identification tag, because this is going to be on the back of your body so someone can see whatever you may want to put back here for whatever reason. This thing is just, it works really, really well. So I highly recommend this bad boy. So this chest pack has been just instrumental for me to be able to get out there and make it happen. It's a little bit bigger than its little brother right here, which I've never even tested this one out. This one is the Chest Pack Fury. And then I forget the name of this one. I'll put the name on the screen up, but you can see the size differences. The Fury's just a little bit smaller. It doesn't have as much headroom at the top. It still has an outboard zipper, but it just has a little bit less MOLLE space on the inside as well. So if you don't need as much room, you can probably go with this one. So this one does have on the side, though, some areas where if you wanted to put a hero clip or another MOLLE capable item, you can do that right here. So that's a big difference with its big brother. Doesn't have that, but I like the big brother a little bit more. And I probably will end up giving this to a buddy and try to encourage my neighbor or something like that to get out there and ruck a little bit more. But fantastic. They had a hit with their bino packs, and it just makes sense that they expand that for their chest packs. These are good for hunting. I can really see these being useful if you're a fisherman or something like that. You just want to make sure whatever you keep on the outside of the MOLLE area is you're okay with falling in the lake or the ocean, okay? Because although this is just strapped in good, it just takes one time when this thing falls out and it's gone forever. But and make sure you keep it zipped up. So huntermen, fishermen, if you're on the rifle range, if you're rucking, if you're just an outdoor person, even if you're a soccer dad and you want to keep snacks in here, you want to keep a small water bottle in here while you're coaching a T-ball league or something like that, fantastic for all those type of things. Comment down below, what do you think of the Eberlestock chest packs? All of them all together, they're pretty new. They've been out for a couple of months. I really wanted to get a lot of time before I did a review, but I enjoyed a lot. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, hey, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.